Yeah, I wanted to talk about Charlie for a second because there seems to be like multiple different reactions here to his videos he did about him turning off subscriptions and donations through Twitch and YouTube. He's still going to take ad revenue, but I wanted to bring this up because I think it's offers a different perspective. Pretty much everyone said everything, whether it was good for him, he made a lot of money, or he sets a bad precedent for these other YouTubers or Twitch streamers that still want to take donations. And then you had people that are, mad, obviously, that he made a lot of money, north of $40 million between Twitch and YouTube. And everyone pretty much said all those things except for what I consider to be the correct take, which is Charlie is probably underpaid. When you think about the grand scheme of his presence on the internet, he is probably underpaid. Realistically, this is a person who has over 12 billion views on YouTube and millions more on Twitch. And as somebody that disagrees with a lot of his takes and someone that kind of finds him to be this kind of gatekeeper in the YouTube commentary space, I say well done. For years, I kind of considered him somebody to have lukewarm takes, and that's not entirely true. I mean, he does have some good takes. He's a decent critical thinker. I would say he's a good talker, and not everyone can do that. I think the thing to keep in mind is that not everyone can do what he does. Not everyone can just turn on a camera and have a pretty solid take for 10 to 15 minutes, pretty much with no edits. I mean, the guy doesn't put any effort into his videos, and it really speaks more to him as a personality than it does his laziness, I think. Considering how many views and how many subscribers he gets, I would assume that Twitch and YouTube have made more money off of him than he has from them. And so a lot of people aren't talking about that. And the reason I say that is because, this is an uphill battle for all creators almost at all times, even at the highest levels. I mean, like I think about my own situation. I have over 300,000 views on YouTube. I have thousands on TikTok, thousands of likes on YouTube and TikTok. And, I've never made a dime from any of this shit. I've never made nothing. And it's not easy to consistently pump out content, good content, mind you, and, have this winning recipe over time and to get these many views over time. I mean, his average videos are getting, over 1 million views every video, and he's cranking out a video every day. And yeah, he doesn't put a lot of effort into his videos, but people watch, people tune in, people like what he has to say. I don't like everything he has to say, but, I would just say, again, well-deserved, honestly. And I think what he's doing is actually a noble cause. Yeah, and I don't want anybody to get it twisted. I'm not comparing myself to Charlie. I do know a few bigger YouTubers, and I won't name anybody, but one's with 390,000 subscribers. I know a guy with 44,000 subscribers, which is like that's not like a small channel really. It's on its way, and he's gotten a few million views. But it would blow your mind like how little this guy makes. Like his monthly income off of ad revenue is $100, like $100 to $110. It's just like I don't think people realize how popular you actually have to be to like make big money. I think a lot of people think like 100,000 sub channel is like massive. Me, just from the few people I've talked to that have that range of subscribers and higher, even they're not raking in the dough. They make money, don't get me wrong, but they're not set for life. They have to keep doing it. They haven't like broke the fourth wall of income. People need to understand that it takes so much to really make it. You got to be really popular, not just a little popular, and that chasm is huge from people that have like 100,000 subscribers and like 1 million. I mean, that gap in income is unbelievable, and that's really where all the money is. And it's kind of funny to think of him as somebody that has cold takes, because this is the hot take. Him just saying, you know what, I have enough. I think that is ultimately a really good thing. I think that's maybe the best thing he's done out of all the things he's said, all the things he's done. As somebody that has a commentary channel or a channel that espouses hot takes from time to time, it's been annoying having Charlie in the space if you're in my shoes or around my shoes on YouTube, because the internet is in a lot of ways is almost waiting for Charlie to say something to then go ahead with the consensus. And maybe I have that ass backwards. Maybe it's Charlie kind of putting putting his finger up in the air and seeing where the wind blows and then responding accordingly. For years it seemed like, it's hard to have a video, really take off, because Charlie's always going to be there within like, an hour or two of the social issue or whatever it is taking place, and he is going to suck up, a lot of the views right off the get-go. He is going to be a massive force of gravity around whatever topic he talks about, and so that's kind of annoying for us here at the bottom. But I would say overall, good decision he made, and I wouldn't consider myself like, a Charlie fan per se, but this is a good thing. And one more thing I'd like to say is he didn't take home all that money. I mean, realistically, what's in his bank account is probably half of that, maybe even less. So people need to understand how ridiculous the tax bracket is once you get there. I don't really know what the intent of this video was, other than just to offer a different perspective that I didn't see out there. Thanks for watching, and if you liked the video, hit the subscribe button. See ya.